I call a reactive culture. They tend to address challenges after they become a crisis. Have you ever seen those movies where there's a teacher who may be working in a challenging class and the class is out of control, and next thing you know, the teacher over time builds a relationship with them and that type of thing happens, and next thing you know, they have a successful outcome at the end of the movie. That stuff is real. Now, what I have found though, however, is the process is not as pretty as it is in these movies, right? And working in service industry, whether it be schools or working with nonprofits or even government agencies and things of that nature, we find that a lot of these institutions have what I call a reactive culture. They tend to address challenges after they become a crisis, right? So even though right now we know that some of the staff, many of the staff, much of the staff needs certain training and certain professional development, a lot of times they won't get it until a crisis has happened. So even though teachers or staff may need de-escalation training, the de-escalation training does not come until 5 staff have been assaulted, until you have teachers that's out on disability and the classrooms are out of control and there's fights. Then we need de-escalation, strategies and things of that nature. You find the same thing when it comes to like bias and implicit bias. You find the same thing when it comes to implicit bias. Once there's lawsuits and there's accusations of racism and things of that nature, then we want to bring in training. But what I highly recommend is to be proactive, because when we are reactive and we only get the training after there's a crisis, we never get ahead of the problem. We're constantly behind trying to catch up to the problem. What we need in this culture, what we need in this service setting is a cultural shift, right? No, I don't need to just give you implicit bias training or just give you de-escalation training. What we need is an organizational training, right? An organizational shift in culture where the administrators, where the direct service providers, where the clients are all being served. The well-being of everybody involved is being considered. So not only are we doing de-escalation or trauma-informed or implicit bias or communication training, we're also focusing on self-care tactics and self-care strategies and things of that nature, because what we want is a holistic approach to addressing the solution. That way, we're not constantly putting out fires. There's a system in place. There's a culture in place to address these problems, to address these challenges before they even arise. With that being said, keep that in mind for a move.